like you want to start, just start.
Right,
I
but
agree.
you can't manifest if you stressing.
No.
Exactly.
No.
Well, let me
Cannot
bring it
manifest.
to my girl Euricka. So I just heard Turek say you have I don't even want to say it because it sounds funny.
Why?
What you doing with a white man's business? What's the name of your business, friend?
It's called Safe Kit. It's a safety staffing, training, and PPE supply company.
Okay, can you elaborate on that so people can know what you do?
So in construction and oil and gas and at the oil refineries and all of that, you need a safety professional, a safety coordinator, or a safety lead staffed, so that everybody is safe on the job. If you're erecting a scaffold or climbing a ladder, making sure that everybody is safe. So I'm an occupational safety specialist.
Okay.
And what I do is I own a company where we staff safety professionals on the construction site.
Right.
When the site is being renovated or the first developments of the site, we go on there first and make sure that everything is safe.
New year, new money.
Nobody would.
That's $1 million.
Who would have thunk it?
What made you come up with that? Because I
Well-
know we talk all the time and we wanted to do different things, but then you then branched off and did that.
Right. Well, I saw a need, and I wanted to also help people. And the best way to help people is to save their life,
Okay.
and make sure that they're safe.
You think?
And I thought that also resonated with my life as an affirmation specialist. Making sure that I keep people safe. So it kind of like tied into each other, even though it's two different spectrums. But
How they could get in contact with you, like if a big company wanna you to, what you do, teaching? You
Well,
teach?
I am a OSHA certified specialist, so
Okay.
I train for OSHA 30 and OSHA 10 as well. So
I
before
definitely
you
don't
go,
know what ocean.
so
know what that is.
OSHA is when you go on a job, you have to be certified in as a safety specialist.
Okay,
So when
gotcha.
you go in on a construction site, most times when you're a tradesman or woman, you have to make sure that you have that certification. Generally, people have OSHA 10 certifications, but when you begin to get into that realm of being a construction safety lead
Okay.
or coordinator, they want you to have OSHA 500 like I have, or OSHA 510, or either OSHA 30 at least.
So during like COVID time, how you doing the trainings and stuff now? Y'all doing
Well,
it virtual? Or what?
we designed a virtual training session for Entergy Smart and Entergy Solutions.
Okay.
We also supplied 150,000 N95 masks for Centerpoint Energy in Houston, Texas.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, and just do the math.
And I saw the video.
They cost $5.75 a piece.
Okay.
A piece.
New Year.
Okay.
No money.
Okay.
Yeah. So we supply in large quantities safety supplies. People just can't call my company to get one mask. You have to get 20,000
Yeah,
masks
you gotta get a bulk.
or 100,000.
Yeah,
masks.
yeah.
Yeah, we sell in bulk.
Man, that's so dope. New Year, new money. You have
Yeah.
something you want to ask, Eureka?
It's amazing because when I did the flyer for the show, I'm looking at Eureka, looking one way with the hard hat.
Yeah.
I'm like, if this ain't Brandon, I don't know what the hell is.
This had like 50,000 billboards. It wasn't 50,000. She had a lot of billboards around. I mean, one day I was just riding. I was on Gentilly, and I was just looking. I was like, man, that girl looks so familiar. And then my daughter said, Ma, that's Eureka. I said, what the? I took a picture and sent it to her phone. I said, when you did this?
Yeah.
But I already knew she had the company, you know what I'm saying? But she really, really like advanced with it like quickly.
Well,
Like a year?
Affirmations.
I have a big announcement.
What?
So Ms. T just announced at our little debriefing meeting last week, we want to welcome Jasmine as a permanent co-host.
I thought we did that last week.
We didn't talk about it on the show.
Thank you.
We didn't, Jay?
She is a permanent co-host.
Yes.
We have a permanent mental health specialist,
Yes.
LC.
Heavy on the scene. Heavy on the scene.
Jasmine, tell us, when we talking about New Year, New Money.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing.
You're a mental health specialist.
Yes.
I'm
She
looking
is,
for a
wait,
mental
she
health
the real
specialist.
deal. She's the
that.
real
Yes,
deal.
I'm
She's
like-
not a
Texting
spiritual
people.
life coach.
Wow,
That's
affirmation.
it.
So Jasmine,
I can really speak to
talk to her
New
after
Year,
the
New
show.
Money, and how it resonates even with me personally. As you guys know, I'm a licensed social worker and I own a behavioral health practice, right? But at the time, I always tell y'all, I was just working with children and adolescents, right? So when the pandemic hit, you're going out and you're seeing these children and you're providing therapy and it's talk therapy and we're doing games to get them out of this trauma or whatever these emotional issues, to get them to open up and share things with their parents that they normally do. And you're doing that face to face, so it requires you to build rapport. It requires you to invest in them and show up consistently, just as you have to do for anyone else. So imagine now the pandemic hits, right? And the state says you can no longer go and see anybody. So now you're faced with seeing these children on a computer,
Right.
and you're up against the PS4, the Xbox,
Right.
playing games.
Hold on,
My
bed,
cousin here,
the
the
bed.
bed, they
Yes,
sleeping.
remember I was asking you like a walk-in clinic. What the letter is behind that?
Like
Like you
what
a
mean?
walk-in clinic. Like you could kind of like talk to somebody on the street because you have that.
Yeah, you actually can, but it's a lot of, well, let me say this. As a clinical social worker, I really can't go up to anybody on the street and just begin to provide therapy because there is actually ethics and laws that we
And
are
a lot
governed
of
by to be able to
liability.
do that. So exactly. So if I'm able to provide therapeutic services to you, you have to give me consent for certain things. And then there's
yeah.
always additional consents for confidentiality.
Okay.
It's certain consents for me to file with your insurance. It's certain consents for who you want me to tell your business to. So you always open yourself up for liability, which is why my family know, don't call me with your problems because I can't help you in that capacity.
but Jasmine and Eureka, we all know groceries are high, rent is high.
Yeah.
Speak on the importance of male, female, it doesn't matter, having multiple streams of income.
Well, that's what I was saying. You know, when the pandemic hit, I was seeing primarily children and adolescents. That was the basis of my business and been for 7 years.
Right.
Now I'm talking to children. He sleep. Oh, Miss J, can I go play? So my income went from here to here, almost non-existent. But thank God for the pivot. And I always tell people the profit is in the pivot.
Right.
The profit is in the pivot. Because I had already established myself and created my niche, and people know me for health and wellness coaching,
Right.
helping people lose weight and selling these supplements and selling clothes. I had to hurry up and pivot and begin launching that business. So that business sustained me. That was new money. Now, don't get me wrong. I was doing it before. If you go back in my page, you'll see I've been doing it. But it wasn't what I was more invested in.
Right.
I was invested in my career and I was focused on this. But when that stopped, I had to hurry up and shift focus and say, you know what? There's profit in a pivot.
Right.
And I had to pivot and be able to be ready to move that business.
Right.
And thank God it sustained me and my
Right.
family. So new money and different streams of income is essential. I don't know anybody in this pandemic or anybody who hasn't looked at their business and try to figure out how to move things strategically to a virtual world. Because the world as we know it, we may never go back to full service on everything every day.
But Jasmine, no disrespect, and I'm not making, and Eureka and Miss T, I'm not making a joke. But so many people turn to OnlyFans.
yes.
Oh, yeah.
But you do
People
realize
have
that
made
only,
six
listen,
figures plus on OnlyFans.
Listen.
Explain OnlyFans to Eureka. She never heard of it.
Eureka, OnlyFans is an online subscription service where you can provide any service
Any service.
as a subscription
Look at her face.
base.
Who we
Any
say any
service.
service.
But certain people have used it for sexual purposes.
Okay.
And there's six-figure incomes.
Oh, yeah.
Six-figure income.
Now,
A lot of them making a lot.
allegedly, OnlyFans takes 20% of your money.
Mm-hmm.
But if you bring it in $100,000 every 6 months, who cares?
Right.
Who cares? So people have reinvented themselves, but this is a time, and we talked about this before the new year. This is a time to take the talent that God gave you and make a way for yourself.
That's right.
And let's take OnlyFans off the table because I was gonna turn that into a joke. But suppose you're a good cook. God gives us when we are born our talents and we can make a way for ourselves.
And one of the things is we have to keep in mind, the Bible tells us your gifts will make room for you.
Yeah.
And then it also says that we have to stir up the gifts. Sometimes we sit on our talent, and like we always talk about, you allow naysayers to be in your ear, even if those naysayers are your family. Sometimes you have to turn off the noise and focus on what you need to do. Because if you always focus on what everybody else doing, and I'm an XT, and T gonna look at me and say, girl, that's too, I don't know about that.
Right.
You don't see my vision. But if I see my vision for me and my vision scares me, that means that's my move and I need to go with it.
Absolutely.
Let me
And
tell y'all something. Not to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
But I am so grateful to be working as an artist on, in the pandemic.
Yes.
Because right now, we really can't really do live concerts or whatever. And I've been fortunate to get booked private parties or
Blessings.
You know what I'm saying? That's a blessing. And sometimes when I watch people, I be like, damn, it make me be grateful, like generous, like
You know me,
just
and we
all over the place.
We gonna
because I'm
talk
like,
about Euricka with her affirmations.
Yeah, but I'm saying like
you're a good person.
But listen, Euricka gave me an affirmation. I say every time I get low on cash, and I say it. I don't even want to tell y'all because it's mine. But every time I say this affirmation, calls. You have to say it consistently. You know what I'm saying? But every time I say it, something come through. I mean, God has not left me. Like, bruh, I'm just so grateful, y'all. Like, they got people out here complaining and stuff like that, but bruh, I think I gig almost twice a week. You know what I'm saying?
Following you on Instagram, you can see it.
Like, for real.
Euricka, let's talk about that part. The affirmations and the manifestations. Are you a spiritual person? How did this come about? Do you provide services? Do you charge for it? Or is it just something you do for a hobby? Or
Well, I generally just work with friends and close associates,
Uh-huh.
and I don't tell anybody that I'm an expert at this. I've just been doing this for a long time, and I'm an expert at it as it concerns me and people that I deal with.
right.
My grandmother was an ordained minister, and like T said before the show started, we grew up in a spiritual church.
St. Daniel's.
Yep, St. Daniel's #1. So my grandmother taught me that the tongue had power. So when you're born with the gifts that God give you, as soon as you hit this planet,
Okay.
you have the tools. There is no such thing as you're separated from your greatness. Your greatness is already inside of you. All you have to do is tap into it. And
Right.
I tell people, I teach people like T and everybody else that I've worked with, go to a high vibration, leave the low vibrations alone.
Okay.
So negative words, negative
Thoughts
things
are-
that
that's right,
you
that's
think
it.
about. Make sure that you always on a high positive note. And if you find yourself getting back in that low vibration, hurry up and rise it back up.
You always could change it.
Right. So even though I gave T a money affirmation, that
No, you
money
gave me
aff-
more than that.
Well, that
Weight
money-
loss,
weight loss,
money,
but that money affirmation
finding my
wouldn't
husband,
work.
everything.
It wouldn't work if T didn't have a high vibration.
Yeah.
If she didn't believe in herself.
Yeah.
If she didn't have that positive motivation about herself.
So, Euricka, do you feel that when you get to a certain age, and I'm kind of feeling a little enlightened this year myself, when you get to a certain age or a certain mindset or a certain vibration, arguing is so like long time ago. You don't do that no more.
Right. Because you've hit a certain plateau in your life where that doesn't even resonate with you no more. You know how you have a radio station and you done tuned yourself on another station. Other people on this station, the negative people, and you on this station.
Right.
That's
right.
why you don't resonate with that no more.
Right. And it doesn't even feel comfortable anymore to do certain things.
Right.
So does that come with age, or does that come with just enlightenment?
That come
or
with enlightenment and
I think it come with,
and getting your spiritual growth. You climbing higher in your spiritual life, you know?
And that's why I wanted to, like, when I used to go through a lot of things when I was younger, I always knew that I could be better than what I was. I always looked to older females or just being around people that had a lot of knowledge. Like, I be inspired by, like, Euricka. She don't know this, but I'm like, oh, sis, that's dope. I be screaming, ooh, yeah, you decent. Like, because I learn a lot and I like
And
learning.
that's what she said when you were coming on the show. She was like, Euricka, come, she do the affirmation, she do this, she do that. She was excited. And I think in this point in our life, especially with surviving 2020, we need to be around people that we're excited to see.
Oh man, I could call Euricka 3 o'clock in the morning and tell her that I'm going through something, and she'll be like, boom. Like she just connected to the spirit world, bro. Like on some real, I don't want to say spirit world, then say real. You know what I'm saying? But she's really, really connected. And maybe it was something that our grandmothers was praying, because she be hitting it right on
And
the
all of
nose.
this affects your money.
Yeah.
Yes.
All of this affects your money. Happiness is a choice. Success is hard work and a choice.
Yeah.
And we were talking about before the show started, these quiet competitions with friends. And working 9 to 5.
Family.
Family, you kind of expect it. Friends, you choose your friends. Your family is in your bloodline. But they have certain people that are in friendship relationships that we're quietly competing with.
I ain't competing with nobody.
It might not be you, but sometimes as long as you stay in one position and then you pull up, but when God increases you, some people, they really not that happy for you.
People have to realize.
Go ahead.
People have to realize that comparison is the thief of joy.
Ooh, say that again.
Comparison is the thief of joy.
That's deep.
When you begin to compare
That's deep.
yourself to other people and focus on what somebody else have, you are really allowing the enemy to steal your joy. And that's one of the things, like you say, spiritual. We have to keep in mind that it's not tea that I don't like. It's not tea that I have an issue with. I got to take myself clean out of having problems with tea. I got to recognize
Jasmine,
that's a spirit in tea, and I'm not going to let that spirit steal my joy.
Yeah.
Being back, T, let me look at Jasmine when I tell her this. Sometimes people have a problem with themselves.
I said that
They're
today.
with themselves.
That's why I
said that today.
Comparison is the thief of joy. It has nothing to do
A
with
very,
you.
very good
It
friend
has
of mine,
everything
and
to
I
do
don't know
with
what it
that
is, and
person.
I'm into spirituality and numerology and all that myself. Something has changed in 2021 because a very good friend of mine said she's making edits. She's not doing what I do. Euricka, I'm a runner. When it don't work out, I don't speak to you no more.
Oh, yeah, you do that.
A friend of mine, a very close friend of mine, said she's going to still deal with you. She's still going to love you, but she's going to edit how she deals with you.
Right. Because
she reprioritized.
That's
Yes.
love. That's
And it
love,
made
though.
perfect sense.
Yes.
That's love. That is love.
I still love you, but you're not my first choice.
Wait, I just said this earlier. Making solutions, whether it's good or bad.
Right.
Oh, I got a solution for that problem. I'm not hanging with you no more.
Right.
That's it.
And when I see you, it's no beef.
Yeah, they make
Because-
Bless them.
I think people make life so hard when it's
Right.
so easy. You know what I'm saying? Like, people feel like they could just dump their stuff on you. But sometimes if you dump it, sometimes I want to help you. But if you keep dumping it and dumping it and dumping it, I don't want to deal with that.
And then that turns around and affects your money.
Affects your energy, your positivity.
I think we all need to realize at some point that we are not God.
Right.
And I can't operate in his capacity.
And we can't
Sometimes,
control other
I
people
can't
either.
and that's what I
Exactly.
mean in essence about I'm not God.
Right.
God uses people to be able to help you. He didn't assign your issues to me. And you keep letting these people dump into your spirit and dump into your spirit. And you constantly weigh it down. And guess what? They done dumped and dropped all of that on you. And they're gone off. Because now they're free. Have you ever told somebody your problems and now you just feel so much lighter?
Yeah, because they got
Woo,
it's
I got that
transfer
off
of
of me.
energy. I
but
talked
now
about
they
that
gone,
today.
and you sitting there worrying about their problems. They ain't worrying about them no more. They done dumped into your spirit. You transferring energy. You know what? God didn't assign your issues to me.
Yeah.
He assigned you to me, but he didn't assign your issues to me. That's why he made a therapist.
And all
Go
of
use
this
it.
affects
Exactly.
your money.
all of it.
All of this affects your money.
Change your mindset,
If
change your life.
T and I are good friends, and I have dumped all of my stuff on T, she can't get up out the bed and go hit that hustle that she needs to do. I may have affected one of her multiple streams of income because I have dumped all of my bricks in her wheelbarrow and she can't
and
move.
she can't
Well,
think
we
clearly.
don't do that.
No, I'm just saying that.
No,
as
but
an
I'm just
example.
saying. No,
But no.
Let's give them examples of friends. We don't do that.
On a metaphysical level, you're right. It does affect your money. It affects your love life, everything.
Right.
Because everything is connected to vibrations. It's a
Right.
vibration.
Right.
So if you're on a low vibration, and
Right.
I'll talk about that again, money is up here.
Yeah.
Right.
Money is on a high vibration. So yes, it will affect your money. If you down here, all in other people's mess and in their problems, you'll never touch money.
Okay.
You'll never see it.
I like to
tell
use.
them that.
I
They
like
don't-
to
people
use
don't
my
believe
friend,
that.
Malika Honoré. Malika always says money is attracted to me. is just attracted
Money
to
is
me.
money is attracted
Money is,
to me.
and she, I mean, in the way she says it, she's like money is a man, but this man is attracted to me.
It's a
so
fit, and
no
you gotta
matter
have that
what,
kind of
and
feeling,
that's
yes.
the like this is one woman that I know. Multiple anything she touch is
Yeah.
going up. Like it's nothing
Malika
that she's
is
doing
the-
that's
believe it,
going
and
up.
it is in her
Malika
subconscious
is the
mind. She
biggest
believes it.
credit person, credit
Yes,
consultant.
that's the mayor of
in
credit
this
in
in
New
this
Orleans.
state. And I'm not gonna even say New Orleans. Malika is the biggest person
Yeah.
in this state. But let's talk about, since we New Year, new money. I'm not gonna mention the store, but we all know who we talking about. Eureka, tell me about.
What stole? Wait, what stole? What stole now? Hold up.
Let
I
me.
done
You
missed
cut
it.
me out.
Oh Lord.
I'm not
on.
saying the
What's
store name, but they got into a little issue when the transition of power happened in D.C. and
I
the
like the way
store's
you put that.
owner was out at a certain kind of rally, and people in New Orleans and,
Okay,
and
we got
African
it.
Americans,
I got
We
it.
got
I got it.
contact.
too.
just they that
Guess
might not
what?
have it.
That
African.
energy made him lose his money.
Ooh.
That negative energy.
That's right.
Eureka.
But he's still in business though, Eureka.
I got into a creative conversation this morning, and Jasmine, I already know me and T, we know how each other think. I want to ask both of y'all. I got my hair cut this morning, and my barber said, and my barber in love with you as a FYI. Anyway, my barber said, it don't make no sense to boycott them people. Y'all gonna go back. Y'all don't stay consistent. Y'all
That's true though.
don't stay consistent. Y'all doing this for 2-3 weeks.
Because I was at Ross's today. I said their name.
I made a joke. I here I am.
You was there.
I was there.
I was making a joke. I said, and I really believe what I said, but I was just making it funny. I said, as soon as they turn the crawfish pots on, everybody going back in.
Because they what, $1.99 a pound?
Yeah, they're $1.99
What
a
crawfish
pound.
season is?
The crawfish season right now,
Okay.
but they're a little small. When Dixie on Gretna have good crawfish. Eureka.
You heard what he said? But they small.
No. Eureka. How do we as a community, and Jasmine, how do we as a community teach each other how to spend money in our own community?
I know, that's
My
that's
boy
hard.
owned a car dealership, Vic Anthony Motor Cars.
Okay.
If I ever wanted a car, I'm going to my boy.
Right. And first of all, we don't spend money. We circulate money.
Ooh! Say that again.
You want
So
that
say
money
it
to come
again.
Explain
back
that
to
to
you.
them.
We circulate money,
You
y'all.
circulate money. You want that money to come back to you.
Right.
When you spend it,
It goes out of our
It goes-
community.
Let me tell you what else she told me.
That's it.
Look,
And that's
look
true.
what else she told me. She said, don't worry about losing weight. We release weight.
Yeah.
That's so powerful.
Yeah.
She said,
Because
stop
you're-
saying that losing. She said, we
Because
release
when you
you
lose
lose
something,
it,
you can find it again.
Right.
Okay?
also when you lose it, your body hears you say that.
That's right.
Your subconscious mind hears you say that, and it wants to help you look for it and find it. So what it's gonna do is hold on to the weight. You know that last weight you be trying to lose? That's your subconscious mind holding on to it. Because you told it, hey, I got a problem. I'm losing weight.
I need
I
to
lost
lose that
something.
last 20 pounds.
But
And
let
then
me
you,
say this.
You hit a plateau.
Subconsciously.
In other communities, and we not bashing, we love everybody on True Tea, but in other communities,
But what?
in
What?
other communities, they learn what we like, and I'm trying to be politically correct.
Okay.
They learn what we like. They make our money, but they don't reinvest it into our community.
They don't.
They take it and they run with it.
That's
I'm not saying it's wrong or right, but I'm not judging them. How do we get that?
But that
mindset?
goes back to the principles when we did the show, like my first time on the show, and I think they mentioned your children can be whatever they want to be, and I say not mine. My kids can only be what's in the box.
Right.
It's interesting because I had a conversation earlier with one of my young mentees, and I was sharing with her, my kids can only be what's in the box. We only do what we teach our kids.
Yeah.
You know, my kids can, when I say they can only be what's in the box, meaning you can't ask my child to be a teacher and she's going to agree to that because she's never known from she was 18 months old that being a teacher is possible.
Right.
She knows being an oncologist is possible, being a gynecologist is possible, being a physician is possible. And not just, I've identified, you can be an optometrist, you can be a pharmacist, you can own dump trucks, you can own hair studios, you can own pet care center. It's always in a 6-figure bracket or higher, but that's it. That's the same way we are with our money. First of all, we can only be responsible for ourselves. I shared with y'all last week, I never shop at Brothers. You will never see me at Brothers getting gas,
Wait, did you
buying
ever
stuff.
tell me the story about that?
What?
What happened at Brothers?
I made a choice long ago not to shop at Brothers, and the reason is I grew up in the Fisher Housing Development. It was always just Arabs around us. I graduated from Lord Beaconfield Landry. Shout out to the Buccaneers.
Okay.
Period.
Landry.
Well, there was always Arabs that owned the store. When it came down time to solicit school supplies to be able to give back to the community, you can send them 50 letters. They're not going to invest back into us.
Ooh.
When you doing toy drive giveaways, you can contact them 50 times. They're never going to give to us. They don't feed into the community. We always feeding into them. And then look at the group economics in there. They got their brother in there, their cousin in there, their children in there. It's always circulating in them. But they're not going to give us anything back.
Do
So
you think
why
that's
should I
our
give you my
fault?
money? It's definitely our fault.
Not really.
Yes, it is.
I think
Yes,
it was
really.
it was
Yes.
designed for them to have
It's
wealth.
no, it wasn't
don't think
designed.
so?
No, not at all. Not when you look at your history. Black people have always historically had their own.
Yeah.
We've always cultivated our own. It wasn't until we
But it's
began
hard
to
for them.
think.
It's hard for somebody black to get a business loan.
It's
Versus
hard.
somebody Arab
Well,
or
definitely
Asian.
now.
Yeah.
It's definitely now because times have changed. But group economic structure has never changed. Just like I told them, if you look back at how did Howard University become one of the first HBCUs? Why? Because the community always saw where the need was, and if T was the next to go to college, there's a need for a teacher. T got to go and be a teacher.
Right.
Okay, Eureka, the community has a need for a doctor. Now you got to go to school to be a doctor. There weren't any options. Growing
But
up in
we
those
have to
times, it
change
wasn't.
our
So
mindset,
we got to
too.
change our
We
mindset
kick
and
our
start teaching
kids
it to
out
our
the
children.
house at 18 years old.
Well, you know how I feel about that. Mine is about to be a pharmacist in 2023. She will be home.
but
period.
Wait.
You know, my daughter has 2 more years left in pharmacy school. She's staying home. She
Okay.
has to stay home for 2 years.
Okay, got it.
Any child who we put, you have to come home and stay home for 2 years. She don't even think, well, why you don't let her go? My daughter gonna tell you she don't want to go. She won't be at home. Why put you out there in the world? And now you got to pay lights, rent, gas, water, separate. What you doing all that for?
But yeah, I feel that, but I had a problem where I feel like when I'm disrespected and I'm not appreciated, you gotta go.
Well, that's
Yeah,
That's
that's
an
how I
individualized
feel.
you gotta
situation.
you gotta go at that age if you're 16.
When you
gotta
feel
get out my
like
house at
when,
that
look,
point.
when you ask you say your mama help you get a car and your mama like, I need you to go pick something up. You like, wait, I gotta pick my girlfriend up. And I help you get the car. I'm like, you know what? You need to go figure your shit out. You and her need to go find a house. You know what I'm saying? It's so much you could do with your kids. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want my kids to be dependent on me like that no more. And my
But
son's 21.
we talking about in general. Our community, you get to a certain age, you have to get out my house and go find it for yourself. What you was about to say, Eureka?
Well, I remember you were asking the question about the community and why we don't circulate or generate money in our own community.
Right.
I know one thing that's a fact. We have to understand that there's limitless abundance everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
I don't care what brothers is doing, what this person is doing. We have enough abundance. We come on this earth with keys to the kingdom. We don't have to worry about anything other than getting it ourselves. We already have the we are already attached to the bank account. We already have the funds.
We have to believe it and receive
We already have it when we get here on this planet. When we get here, there's no limit.
To what we could do.
Right.
Yeah, I
There's no
totally
put limits
separation.
on
We don't.
ourselves.
We're separating
but-
ourselves from the abundance when the abundance is already there.
But what
we're
I
already
do like,
connected
though,
to it.
I like you can make the choice. Like I
Yes,
understand what
will.
she's saying. They ain't putting back in our community.
No,
so
I
why
don't
would
mean where you go shop at. I'm
Right.
just talking about the mindset
Yeah,
of
I
the
be-
community.
yeah, I believe that.
Knowing that we can do this. This is doable. This is easy. Having abundance is easy. Look at the grass, the blades of grass on the ground. Look at when you go to the beach, the sand on the beach. That's how much abundance is
And
out
I
here.
always say, when I was watching the inauguration today, it shows you that God is real because we were watching a gloomy inauguration, but when Kamala got sworn in, the sun came out and it turned into a beautiful day.
Yes, it did.
it was gloomy.
It was
I
snowing.
was happy
it was
watching it the whole
freezing.
time
It was
because
freezing.
feels
It
so
was
good.
snowing.
let me tell you why I was happy because it was no negativity.
Right.
It wasn't nobody talking bad to the press. We dealt with that for 4 years. It was like just something new, and I was
And
I was
we got
clapping
the
for
first-
everybody, even J-Lo. I was like, ooh, yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I really enjoyed it because we didn't have that for 4 years.
Did
We
anybody?
we had the vibe.
Yeah. Did you feel like something lifted off of you
Yes.
once
Yes.
that transition of power
Yes.
changed?
That
Did anybody
energy.
feel it? That's
That
it.
energy.
Come on.
Energy.
To be
Come on,
honest,
sis.
Yeah.
Did you
and
feel
you
a shift of
knew-
energy?
You knew the
Yes.
energy was positive, and you knew the spirit was moving because
Yeah.
both sides of the aisle felt the same way. They weren't going at each other's heads.
Hey, yeah.
And I don't care what news
That's what I'm
network you
talking
watch,
about, that
from
energy.
Fox to
Keep that
CNN to
energy up
CBS to ABC.
Yeah.
Nobody said anything negative today.
The J-Lo,
Everything
look,
was
that's the
beautiful.
best I heard J-Lo sound.
The energy
I didn't even
just
know
was
J-Lo could
so.
sing.
Look what I said. I said, "Ooh, she must have had voice lessons." Did you hear?
I thought they-
Yeah,
she
she
hit
looked
that
good.
damn high note, and she.
I thought they
she
had
went
a
into
little
spit.
lady under the table singing and she was lip syncing. Lady Gaga sound crazy.
No, Lady Gaga did. I mean, I guess I was.
She
just,
did.
my vi-
She did her own rendition.
You know what it was? My vibration was so high this morning, and then I had so much energy. I just felt like everything was going good.
Well, let me tell you,
did.
I'm a
I felt
Wait,
a
wait,
whole
wait.
shift. I felt
Yeah.
like
I'm a rebel.
literally when they swore them in, I felt a whole
Oh
shift.
shit! Yeah.
Let
Like
me tell you
literally, I
something.
felt
I'm a
it
whole
releasing.
river out
Yeah.
here. I said they need to get a Ouija board and let Whitney Houston sing one more time.
I'm not about to play with you. In the name of Jesus, I'm about to buy that. You can count on
wow.
Winfred to say something
Say,
crazy.
bro, I just
That's in
hope
another realm.
Release
everything.
that spirit from that
I pray that
time.
everything
That's
goes
something
well
about
this
it.
year.
Come on. It's
I
always
felt-
well.
and you know what? They needed that power shift. They really need that.
They did.
But
Well,
God
I-
showed you He was there. The sun came out
Right,
on
but
Kamala's
look,
face.
One thing I learned from Euricka is when stuff. I ain't gonna say shit.
You can
'Cause
say
I
shit.
got to work on that because I always be cursing. But look,
Me
when
too.
things are bad, they're not gonna stay bad for long. Something gotta tip because something good is coming.
Right.
And I learned that from Euricka.
There's always gonna have bumps in the road.
We
Right.
You're lying.
we send each other videos. We practice. Remember we was practicing them. Yeah, I
Every
can't say it.
morning.
Yeah, every
but
morning.
look, let me tell you something. What T was saying about the shift, you have to understand when you ask the universe, God, whatever you call
Yeah.
your highness, when you ask God for something, you have to understand that He has to move things around for you because it may take Him switching up something for you to get what you need. So don't get afraid when you see things like moving or
Eureka.
shaking.
You prophesied.
She
prophesied.
dope. I'm trying to tell you.
Let me
she's
tell
so
you why,
dope.
and I'm not anti-church or anything, but when Pastor tell you it's your season, sometimes God will take you through that walk 3-4 years. It might not be your season at that minute,
But it
That's
could
right.
be it still could be your
Right.
season.
but it has
But
to
people
reveal.
people start getting afraid when they start seeing things change,
Yeah.
and they get step back, and then they don't even get don't even fulfill the
feel like I'm about to do a
affirmation.
hallelujah.
See, when you start asking for these things, this car, that house, that man, that woman you want, and you start seeing people leave your life because you asked for a good woman, and that other woman you had leave your life, don't be afraid. That's
Don't be
because you
afraid.
asked for something in specific. So now that person has to leave. People talk about when, my car just broke down. But you know, last week I asked for a new car. That's why
I
your
asked
car
for a
broke down.
Mercedes.
That's why
Or
you
how
getting a
about
new
your
car.
car broke down because
That actually happened
the
to me
devil
last
had
summer.
you destined for death.
And
And
let
God
me
stopped your car mid road,
Come on.
And-
That could
so you
happen
could
like that
avoid
too.
that.
and let me tell you another thing, a secret. Please ask for everything to come in a perfect way under grace by your divine
And
right.
divine right,
Because
yeah.
you can also ask for something and you lose something you really wanted. Okay?
But let me tell you a
And that's
conversation.
very important.
Eureka, let me tell you a conversation I first had with your cousin Stacy. Years and years ago. Stacy and I talked about what? No, years and years ago, Stacy and I were talking about a prayer. And you can, when you ask God to remove people from your life
They will go.
that do not mean you any good, it didn't register to me when her and I were
But
having
you
that
have to be
conversation.
specific because you might remove somebody from
You
your
might
life.
remove your mama.
Listen, yes, that's right. You have to be very specific, and that's why I don't do this for everybody.
Yeah.
Because
Right.
everybody ain't ready for
Everybody
this.
not ready.
Everybody not ready for
Because
the
this
next
stuff
level.
is really powerful.
And the thing of it is, and one affirmation that I say is everything is working out for my greater good, right? So you're like, why this happening and why this happening, why that happened, and then I didn't move into something that's more positive. that negative. But you started trying to hold on to what he already removed. So everything, no matter what you go through, it could be bad at that time. It's still working out for your greater good.
So
And
I
to
think-
get you to that point.
I think the beginning lesson of 2021, because I don't want to sit like we did last year and wait to the end of the year and just tell everybody what's going well. As of now, a lot of people have been saying that they've been making edits.
Yeah.
They
You say you like that.
I like that. They've been making edits to finances, health, eating, friendships, and now, but the finances is most important. New Orleans, a one bedroom is what, $1,300, $1,400, $1,500, $1,600. You have to do a New Year, new money mantra to be able to afford groceries. A chicken is $9.
No, milk
One
is,
chicken-
I don't drink milk, but milk is $5.
And make sure
Or
when you
6 or 7, something like that.
make sure when you ask for that money, you ask for good health and happiness,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
you can't circulate money and you can't enjoy your money if you ain't healthy. That's another thing you need to ask
Look what
for,
I
good
did.
health.
I wrote my man list down, right?
Oh, God.
So when I wrote my man list down, I wrote everything that I wanted, but I didn't put, Lord, please let him be single. So I
You
had
started
to go
getting all
back.
kind of
So
men,
I
huh?
know, but look, I got the person.
I don't think the Lord was singing nobody
No,
husband.
listen. It wasn't even nobody's husband, but listen. He was a provider. He was a family man. He was this. He was that. But when I looked at my list, I didn't put down, like you say, you got to put word for word down. I didn't put,
Be
Lord,
specific.
let him be single for me. I left that out. So that's why I got what I got. You understand what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying?
When you go shopping for a car, don't just say you want a new car.
Right.
Talk about the make, the model, the year, what color you want them
Okay.
seats to be. If you want air conditioning in the car, what do you
Euricka,
want?
they
What
don't
kind of
sell
tires
cars
you
without
want?
AC. I know what you're saying. I'm teasing
Yeah.
you. I'm teasing you.
Yeah.
But she right.
You have to really.
You gotta be
really,
very
really-
specific.
And the way to make it manifest well for me, I know I write it down. When I write it down on paper and I let it go, it comes to fruition. Then when I go back, I'm like, okay, I can cross that out, cross that out, cross that out. That's how I kind of live my life. Like I'm like a man of what I say. I'm a manifesto.
So I'm gonna
what?
get a little deep with you. When you write your affirmations down, that's the purest form of an affirmation,
Okay.
because when you use words, you're spelling, and when you spelling, you're casting a spell. So you have to write your affirmation down and be specific.
Absolutely.
And also read it. Make sure that you read it daily and at certain times of the day, not just any time of the day. Pick a time and stick with that time. Just like you said, your friend said that money was attracted to
Yeah.
her, and that a money is a man or whatever.
Well, that's what we like
So-
it too.
When you're having this relationship with the your higher conscious and the higher whatever you divine powers, the divine powers want you to respect it as a good friend or somebody that you are being in contact with. So you want to make sure that you pick a time to see me. The higher powers say,
yes.
look, you know how to make an appointment for your doctor. You know how to make an appointment for a date you going on. Make an appointment with me. You asking me for some money. You want a house. You want a car, but you disrespecting me and my time. My time is valuable too.
Okay.
Pick a time. I'm going to be there. You be there. And be
I
on
definitely,
time.
that resonates with me.
That's-
I'm
that's-
actually
You know?
up at I'm up at 5 something in the morning, but at 6 o'clock every morning, I think I shared this with y'all last week. I started because I meditate, and people know me for meditating. I open up with prayer and meditation. So at 6 o'clock every morning, I'm online. I log on to my things, and at 6 on the dot, I begin to meditate, and I'm doing guided meditation and putting the intentions in the world.
Oh, yeah.
Now, my intentions are for the fruits of the spirit, but I'm often educating people and telling them, just as what you say, be very specific. You got to speak what you seek until you see what you say. But you have to watch words, because the Bible tells us the power of death in life is in the tongue.
That's right.
So we have to be very
Yes, it
careful with words we watch. We have to attach time, place, date to those words. And when you put those intentions out there, at a specific time, like you said, you actually begin to see things unfolding before your eyes.
Eureka, what you were saying, it kind of goes with, I remember my grandmother used to always say, Lord, rest our soul. You know, you take your burdens to the Lord and you leave them there. But the problem is we don't leave them there. We keep messing with them.
Stress about them.
We keep messing with them. So,
And you
you know,
get
all of that
low
goes hand in
vibration.
hand with what you were saying just now, you know, and I thought about that. Made me think about that. You know, that's something that we don't do. We don't, we go to them with our problems and we don't just let them take care of them. We just, you know what I'm saying, keep worrying about it and keep trying to solve the problem. No, when you bring it to them, let them handle it. Keep it moving.
Keep it moving.
Right.
I remember one time, rest in peace, Fifth Wall Weavy, but I remember I wanted to say a prayer at 9 o'clock, 12 o'clock, and 3 o'clock. I remember this like it was yesterday. Every day, I don't know how long I was doing it. And I wanted like I wanted money. I wanted something to change financially in my life. So I did the prayer at 9, 12, and at 3. Bling, 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 bling. Got a call from Weeby. What's up, sis? What you doing? Oh, I'm chilling. I'm out here by Master P. I'm like, for real? This when, P was hot. He said, P looking for somebody to write a song for this girl that he got. He had a little chick that he was about to put out. I want you to come. They're going to fly you out. I was like, all right, cool. But I put out what I wanted, and I did that prayer for 9, 12, and for 3 o'clock. I flew out there to Texas, and then I really didn't talk to P myself, but I had Swab Bob talking to him on what I wanted and how much money that he was going to give me. I stayed out there for 2 days. I had got like $7,500 from writing. You know what I'm saying? So the early morning thing that you saying, like, just being on time with everything and then sticking with it and staying consistent, it could happen. I don't never worry about money no more. Remember how I used to be about money? Oh, I say my affirmation, and you know what? I know it's going to come.
Go ahead, Eureka.
How you feel about somebody being late for an interview or late
You're not getting
on a
hired.
job?
You're not getting hired.
So what
a
you think
boss.
about, the high consciousness or God?
But our grandmothers used to say,
You being late for your prayer
spend
time.
all that time in the club, but
Right.
you can't spend no time with God.
And you
Right.
know, we
And
we
pick
as
the time.
Christians is one of the only religious entities that do not have organized prayer throughout the day. Like if you look at, I don't know if anybody go to the nail shop for the Asian community. They gonna stop what they're doing and make sure that they give their honor and set that thing up, set their little thing up to their God. Now you gonna notice each of them go to the back and they don't care if they're doing your nails. Give me a second, and they're going to the back and do what they have to do. If you've ever been in with anybody of Arabic descent, they will close their doors to go in the back during Ramadan and pray.
Absolutely.
You're
At
not
a
breaking
certain
their prayer
time.
at a certain time. Listen, if you in their store, I'm gonna need all y'all to step out. And it ain't gonna be if they're praying at 12 o'clock. They ain't gonna tell you to step out at 11:50. They shutting them doors early enough because they only face at
But
a certain
Eureka
time.
made a good
We the
point.
only ones that don't do that.
We need to make time for God first, ourselves
That's right.
second.
That's right.
We in the biggest mistake that we make, I think, in general, as soon as we wake up before our teeth are brushed or before we go pee or anything, we look at our phone.
Yeah, we look at our phone.
Ain't
That's-
nothing popping on Instagram
Yeah.
The
like
thing
that.
of it is, like,
That's
the only
habit.
thing- the
That's
thing that-
behaviors.
The thing of it is,
Bad
they
habit.
always want to. Some people never say thank you. Let me just say that. They never say thank you or they grateful. They always asking. They're more of a taker than a giver.
Right,
You know what I'm saying? You gotta give something to get.
Right.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
And you will give something even if you don't want to give nothing. Or you going to give something.
Right.
For real.
That's the truth.
You gonna pay on the front end or pay on the back end, but
Oh,
you
yeah.
gonna pay.
Yeah.
You
So,
going to give
Jasmine-
something if it's your time, your money, something. You going to give
Oh,
something.
yeah.
I agree. So teach us, because I don't know how to meditate, because as me growing up, we just taught to pray.
That's meditation.
Yeah,
That's
but
a form of
So
well,
long as you have-
meditation for me is calming of my mind.
That's,
Okay.
And because I have multiple things going on, and I'm like I say, I'm an early riser. I learned to be an early riser from my business coach, Annette Morris, the Go Getter. Shout out to Annette.
yes.
Annette always taught me millionaires are not asleep at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
If you notice and you practice
that's
or read any,
5,000 then.
yeah, if you read up on anybody that's a millionaire,
4
they
a.m.
thank you. Their morning start at 4 a.m. the late ones at 5 a.m. By 3 o'clock they off, and they have the rest of their day.
That's
So
1,000 of
you wake up that early. It's quiet. You can quiet your mind. You can kind of get your thoughts going on. And I do what's called guided meditation, because sometimes our minds, a confused mind is not going to accept anything. It's only going to say no.
Yeah.
Always remember that. A confused mind, it's always going to say no. So I'm up. I'm doing guided meditation. I use the Hindu mantra Soham, which is all it means is I am she or I am he. And what I'm doing is I'm attaching those things that I want. So when I'm meditating, I'm seeing myself out on the beach giving glory to my God, and I am saying that I am love.
So you visualize.
I'm visualizing.
Yeah.
I am love. So I'm quoting Soham, and I'm just simply saying I am love. I am peace. I am forgiveness. I am grace. I am mercy, because this is definitely a season for grace and mercy.
Yeah.
I don't know. You've thrown that word around a few times tonight as well. This is a season for grace and mercy. So I'm always asking for the fruits of the Spirit, and I'm not asking for money. I don't need tangible things. My God is rich.
Oh yeah.
So anything, if I'm asking for the fruits of the Spirit and I'm exhibiting that and I'm putting that out in this world, everything that I need is going to come back to
That's
me.
true.
Correct.
And that's what we attain. But that you may be a person, I get people who up with me every morning. Some of them are asking for things, and those things are unfolding.
So what I use is binaural frequencies.
No, you just looked that up. You ain't
No,
using
I
that.
sent it to your phone. It's like
I saw that.
I sent it to your phone. You never listen
But when
to
you
it?
used it.
I use it every day. And it's very
Oh,
relaxing.
okay.
It is.
I can't take you
good.
serious.
That's good.
You can't take him
Yeah.
serious.
I love it.
It's calming.
Yes.
So
It
I
is.
suffer with anxiety. And when I get worked up, now I'm old enough and I feel the build up within myself, and I know the panic attack is coming. So what I do is I'm laughing because it's funny. I put my ear pods in and
You
I
still
listen to the I listen to the frequencies. It brings you down.
It
It
does.
It brings you down. I go to sleep at night with the little rain, the little what they call it, white
Oh,
noise.
you do that?
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, that's
Knocked
relaxing.
Knocked
Yeah.
out. Knocked out. So basically what we're saying, because we're about to wrap up and Miss T is going to perform.
All right.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Don't do that. No, I'm
Four
not. Don't do
songs.
that.
I told y'all already.
You
4
performing.
songs.
What you taking off from performing this year?
I'm not. No, performing is my life. I'm always perform when I'm 80 years old. No. No, we were.
Oh, we just running it
Hold
tonight.
up, but let me tell you something. What I like about our show, you guys, I like that we educate and we
we are.
we uplift and we teaching y'all about higher frequency and highest. You have an announcement?
I have an announcement.
Well, hold up.
All right.
And higher energy. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, you hear about mess and who this and who that, who's sleeping with this, da-da-da-da, who fucking here. Da-da. You hear that all the time. You want to hear something totally different that could bring you to another level that make you think like, I ain't see it like that. Or I didn't know I could do that. Or, oh, Jazz just motivated me. Oh, Euricka do affirmations. I'm going to try that. Oh, Winfred, he clown a lot. You know? You know what I'm saying? But, you know, this is why I wanted this platform to because I quote my Angelou, what her name? Maya Angelou.
Maya Angelou.
She said, when you get, give. When you learn, teach. You feel me? So I feel like if I wasn't into music, I'll be a teacher, and I feel like I am. Like I
You are.
inspire a lot of people. So I
You've
just
been
want,
teaching us about creeping for years.
I know that, but guess what? I want people to know that it's a higher level
Yes,
that
it
you
is.
could go to, and you don't always have to result in negative energy. And see, I was like that before. I was a negative person. Always wanted to fight. Always wanted to curse somebody out. All that negative stuff. But when I got around people that inspired me, I wanted to be better. And I want you guys to know that you can be better. It's a choice, and you have to want it. You know what I'm saying? And if you're dealing with any mental health issues, we got my girl Jazz.
Yeah.
If you want the safety help, what it is, the safety help kit,
Safety training and safety supply.
we got my girl Euricka. You got a website they could go to?
www.safekitonline.com, and we also are we have positions that are open now for safety leads and safety professionals.
That's dope.
For really big contracts coming up in the month of February.
Okay.
Wow.
All right. Make sure you give me that flyer so I
Eureka,
can
how do
post
we
it.
follow you on Instagram?
Instagram is Euricka. The company's Instagram is Safe Kit Online, and my Instagram is Euricka Alugas.
All right.
And if you want to follow Winfred to tell you a joke, I'm playing. No, let me tell you what my friend good at. He good with
God.
relationships. He good with like just counseling people. You have a real good gift. You really do. You clown a lot too, but he have a real
In
gift.
2021, ladies, get your man off the sofa playing mad.
Here we go. And stuffing them what?
Don't stuff no peppers. You don't stuff peppers for your boyfriend. You stuff peppers for your husband. If you give a man that you're not married to too much, he will never marry you.
Okay.
If that is your goal, we gonna talk about relationships. We took a long.
We gonna talk about that again.
relationship.
No,
Hold on,
we gonna
Win.
take. We gonna talk
Win.
about that again
What?
because
Man, why you hating on the men trying to get their PS5,
no.
man?
You gotta set
playing,
boundaries
dude.
as a woman.
Ladies,
you really
let
do.
me tell you something. A man
Wow.
will waste your time. He will take the goal. If the goal is not marriage, it should be respect.
The goal is the
Okay.
PS5.
But if the goal is marriage, you will never be married doing what a wife does as a girlfriend. When
Wait.
you are a girlfriend,
Gee, that's not true.
When?
They marrying
When?
hoes. They leaving their
When?
wives.
But I'm talking about high vibration.
Okay.
I'm talking about high vibration.
All right.
If you give, if a woman gives a man everything as a girlfriend, there's nothing to look forward to.
That's true.
And don't forget to give him the PS5.
If you get a man a PS5, let me tell you something. Wait, hold on. A PS5 is another job. We talk about multiple streams of income. The time you sit on that sofa 6-7 hours doing PS5, you can have you another job. I'm
No, but
telling
the
you,
YouTubers that's doing the PS5 making millions of dollars.
if
You
you
know
do
that,
it
right?
like that, that's a different story. But a lawnmower costs $400. That's a second stream of income.
And a
It's about
PS5
to
is
be hot.
$800.
Get a lawn care service. People are making money hand over fist. You have to sit down, and I'm taking everything Jasmine, Miss T, and Eureka is saying. You have to sit down and manifest on a list. Write what you can get immediately. You can start a new career in this city for under $1,000.
Yeah, that's true.
You can if Jasmine sells eyelashes, if Miss T sell hair, tell one or two people who your distributor is. And that's another thing. A lot of people don't know where to
Yeah.
get their supplies from.
Yeah.
But in 2021, we go date well, we're gonna make a lot of money, and we're gonna vibrate high.
And also, if you thinking, don't just think about the pandemic. Sometimes, like when I go through rough times, I think about what's gonna get me out the rough times. Like I remember when I got in a bad car accident.
Right.
I remember when I'm about to say it again, but when I got the alcohol, Lacer. But look, when I got in a bad car accident, what I did was I was like, you know what? I'm about to rechange this energy. So I started working on the album and I started working on Winter Session. So when you're going through bad stuff, sometimes you could, get yourself out of it like writing a book or doing something productive that could bring you money when that season is over.
Can I share this? Sometimes I don't look at it always as a bad season. Sometimes I look at it as my season is just dry. If God always give me plentiful and bountiful, and I'm always living an abundant season, when I go, I'm not going to appreciate it. Sometimes it's good to be in a dry season because when you get that plenty, you're able to appreciate it more.
Yeah.
You're more grateful.
Yeah.
And then you sometimes, I notice sometimes, like even when y'all was speaking earlier about people who just don't mean you any good and they hanging you there and you praying God and they just stay there by you. Maybe God using them people to teach you something, to teach you patience,
Well,
or
that's
to
what we
teach
said
you
about
something.
2020.
So
So,
get your ass up.
move
Right,
some
do
things
something.
around.
2020
So,
was a year of learning.
Yeah, definitely.
It is a
If
year
you
of
made
learning.
it out of 2020, God have something for you.
But this is what I'm trying to convey to y'all. When I go through stuff now, I try to
positive.
do something positive.
Because you change your mindset.
Yeah, I want to try to do something positive to not like really think on the negative. I don't want to think on the negative. Okay,
Great
I went through
job,
that
T.
already.
Great
so now
job.
look, let me work on this album. I did an album in 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Oh, let me write this book, or let me do this, or let me do that, or let me get this job, or let me do.
Speaking of that
Yeah.
book, where are we with that book, ma'am?
We can talk
This
about
is
it off cam. I
2021.
got a whole announcement to make.
All right, make that announcement.
So, LegendaryMsTee, Senator Troy Carter, and a lot of musicians around the city understand what's going on because of the pandemic.
Okay.
We are going to do a campaign to raise money for musicians that are having a little rough time making it. We were supposed to do it last month. Things happened. It kind of got pushed off. But we're about to announce an initiative within the next 2 weeks where we can support the New Orleans musicians who need help with their rent paid, light bill paid, cell phone bill. We're not going to ask any questions. We are going to selectively identify people that we know with need, and we are going to literally, nobody's taking their money off the top, 1% not going to anybody. You get whatever we collect, it's 100% yours. In collaboration with Mr. Mina, Miss T, Senator Troy Carter. We have so many musicians that Miss T got.
Yep.
Greedy. We have so many musicians that we're going to bless with this money because we understand it's rough for everybody. And that's it. Thank y'all for tuning in to True Tea.
And we'll see y'all next week.
Wait, roll some music. What's
Come
up,
on, I
Slim?
know.
Oh wait, can I just do one thing before my sorrows kill me? I apologize, y'all. I know last Wednesday was J13, and I did not give a shout out to the best sorority in the whole wide world. Shout out to Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, and shout out to Alpha Kappa Alpha. Kamala made it, y'all.
All right,
I
Kamala.
was happy today, y'all.
He wouldn't have won if Kamala wasn't on that ticket. Black girls
you know
are
what
powerful.
though,
Black
T?
girls magic.
That's true.
That's true. I know.
We demanded that.
Oh, yes.
I think that's so true.
There you go,
Bye.
T.
You get on my nerves. I don't be wanting to perform every week.
I miss you. If I left you, I never want to take it.